called in
to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the brews.
And they know the box. And they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
And
brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews. Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. Nick, I will tell you, the favorite part of when we go live on TikTok is you getting hit on.
Absolutely.
Backdoor Bear jumps in here every time he sees me live.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, it's great. I'm not complaining.
I say you just got to start sending a little love financially, you know.
No shit, right?
I say
So
this eye candy ain't free, baby.
what do you say at the beginning now?
So, guys, as always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you joining us and listening to David and I talk.
You have a couple special things to drink today.
I do. I have City of Byron Center tap water and a sponsored drink from Kitty Wampus Soda. I'm going with the Blueberry Bard Soda.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, we tried this, we enjoyed it, and so I'm gonna drink this. What do you got, my friend?
So I have from Lost and Found, which I got off TikTok, and I do love Lost and Found.
Okay.
I have a sour apple candy.
That thing's fantastic.
It's really good. It's a little too sour for me.
No.
But for me.
Yeah, no.
So I do my best to, kind of have little bits here and there.
Yeah.
So I figured this would make me drink much slower today than my normal pound everything I have in front of me.
Yeah, which is good. I say, on that note, it finally clicked to me that I'm like kind of in the same boat as you.
You drink everything way too fast?
Right. Well, we knew that, but like it just didn't hit to me because I woke up with a kind of hangover
Yeah.
the other day or whatever. I was like, oh man, like I really gotta get my crap together. And so, because all right, so November I did all of liquor. I
Yeah.
learned a little bit of stuff like that I wasn't as hungry, things like that.
Yeah.
Didn't feel bloated. But I drank a bunch of beers on the weekend. Woke up the next day and I was like, oh man, like this is weird. And so like all of a sudden I was like, all right, you know what? My next challenge to myself is gonna be, hey, let's drink a beer. Let's have a water. Let's drink a beer. Let's have a water. Right. So I'm gonna try to give myself something to drink. I bowled Monday.
Saw that.
I had one drink the entire time.
One alcoholic drink.
Yes. Because I had water in front of me the whole time. I had something to drink on, so I was like, I'm okay.
Well, and that's what I found a lot of it is. It's if there's something near you, you have to keep doing it. Like
Right.
you and I, we're very, I wouldn't say oral fixated,
Sure.
but we kind of are, especially if it comes to food and drink in front of us.
All right. A bag of chips is individual size if you try hard enough.
You're not wrong.
Right? Doesn't matter. So today we wanted to talk about charities,
We do.
the
So-
good, the bad, and let's call it the other.
So you and I keep sharing back and forth Shaq.
We do. I was
Because
like,
Shaq just seems like a lovely human being.
yes,
And we don't know because we don't know Shaq.
we don't.
We just, we see things like everybody else sees stuff. And a lot of it, we saw a viral video about this, woman whose son passed away. And when he was young, they always bought Shaq shoes. And he always felt really special because Shaq had affordable shoes.
Yep.
And, you shared another Shaq video with me today. And he's says, anytime he's at a store, he'll go buy somebody something at that store.
Right. He always has to give back.
Yeah.
Well, and the other story I shared with you was how Shaq shoes became about, right?
Yeah.
So there's this irate woman in the stands yelling at him, screaming, right? Like, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah, he had to deal with Reebok.
right. At the time, he had to deal
Yeah.
with everybody. And he's like, why can't you make affordable shoes and blah, blah, blah. And so he's like, at the time, I had like $2,000 in my pocket. And the
I
camera,
didn't see that.
the camera keeps zooming in on us.
It-
It's kind of fun.
It's going to keep us centered is what it said. So I'm like,
Gotcha.
let's try it.
So, sorry, it just caught me off guard. Whoa, that caught me off guard.
In and out, in and out.
But so he takes $2,000 and hands it to the lady, or he tries to hand it to the lady. He's like, I'm sorry, but and she flicks the money out of his hand, and she's like, it's not about that, right? That's why. And so the thing I loved was the fact that Shaq took it, came home, right? Did whatever. And he goes, look, that day I called Reebok and said, hey, keep the money. I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to wear my shoes the rest of the year that we talked about, but I'm going to end up making my own shoes.
Mhm.
And so then he's like, I struck a deal with my favorite company, and that's Walmart, because I think Shaq thinks the same way. Walmart has a good past of who they're supposed to be. The new generation just screwed it up completely.
They have affordable products, and they always have. Unfortunately, once Sam Walton passed, it just turned into fuck everybody over.
Right. Well, and it was supposed to bring things to everyone that couldn't afford it and help out communities, and now it's just helping the corporation itself,
Correct.
right? And not helping the people of the community. And so Shaq signed the deal. He made affordable shoes. I think what are they, $30 a pair,
Something
right?
like that, yeah.
Which is great. So I love that he took action to something that somebody else said.
This is nuts.
Yes, it's going to go crazy. We might not watch that too much.
I gotta see if I can stop it. Stop.
So what are some other good charities that you enjoy?
So, I guess kind of my thought on this was, we decided at the end of last year, as a business, we were only going to support BIPOC and LGBTQ
Sure.
charities because they're very underserved in our area. Being in a very conservative Christian area where we operate. So it was funny to me because we got some hate from a church right at the beginning of July because Dawn said, "Hey, I want to do a charity thing for the month of July. What do you think we should give to?" And of course, my answer is always going to start with animals.
Cats, dogs, yeah.
Right. I love animals. It's a passion of mine. And I'm like, if we're going to raise some money, I'd like to raise it for Focus on Ferals.
Sure.
Now, what we did was for $5 out of every session, we gave it to Focus on Ferals. And we raised a good amount of money for them that month. And a church that had asked us for money came and just threw some hate on us.
Really?
Yeah, because, I thought you were only going to do 2 types of organizations, and that's not this. So obviously, you lied. My wife came to me and asked me specifically what I wanted to do.
Right.
She's the principal owner of this company, okay?
Yep.
I am a minority owner in more ways than one. And I stay pretty silent on stuff. I am fully in support of only, BIPOC and LGBTQ plus charities.
Sure.
If that's what we're going to do for the year or, moving forward, I'm fine with that.
Sure.
But if she asked me my opinion, hey, for your birthday, I want to do something charity wise, I'm going to give her my opinion. And that was my opinion. I want to give it to an animal charity.
I was driving. So I'm a bowling coach.
Yes.
I had a lady, one of the moms, right? She was really good at putting things together. I think that's like what she does is events and stuff like that. So I reached out to her because I was like, hey, I want to do a fundraiser. And so on the way here, and this is something we'll talk about, I think we might try to do it through the Bucks and Brews in our own pages. I have a buddy going through cancer right now.
Okay.
So I really think we're going to raise money and shave the beard off.
Okay.
So he doesn't know this. This is just a thought that came into my mind. I think this is something that I'm going to end up making happen. So, my fear is always, right, do we not get enough money? Because this beard's years and years in the making.
You're not going to go like skin.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
for the right price, right? So I think if TikTok does its job, right, and we can raise this kind of money, I think that'll be amazing.
yeah, I think that'd be great.
So
I think you have to put a stipulation on how much is enough.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Because you wouldn't want to say, yeah, I'm just doing it, donate, and then we get like $50.
Yeah, so we'll have a bare minimum
Yep.
of what maybe we'll do a minimum $1 an inch.
I like that idea.
Or $50 an inch,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Something like that, and then if we can get to $100,000, which would be amazing.
Yeah,
right?
we'll-
the
we'll-
whole entire thing. I'll baby face the whole thing. I'll go mustache. I'll do all.
I think that'd be a great idea. I really like that idea. And again, we love to raise money.
Yeah.
The drink and draw that we did that I still haven't cut up because
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one.
yeah, it's gonna be. I got to do a lot of editing on that one because I got a little too drinky.
Yep.
We did it because we wanted to raise money for Toys for Tots. And, it would have been nice to have a bigger turnout and more donations, but, we got a few things for them. And you had donated a ton.
Yep.
So they were very happy with that.
Good.
And, I,
Well, that's Toys for Tots is a good company, right? They
right.
don't, that's I I don't think, I mean, because you donate toys, you're not donating financially, so they're giving away the toys, they're doing things like that. So, um, I haven't looked into them as a company for cash donations. Do they take any
They do.
percentage?
I don't know how their cash breakdown goes.
Sure.
Obviously you can donate cash, but I don't know how much goes to buy toys versus administrative fees and such.
Yeah.
Um, because I don't think I've ever given them money. I've always given them toys.
Sure.
And on that, I used to send toys to the Walter and Connie Payton Foundation in Chicago
Okay.
because, Walter Payton was special to me, so I wanted to make sure I contributed to them.
Yep.
Um, I have these certain charities that I'm always willing to give to because it means something to me. And especially around the holidays, you start thinking about these things of, if I am going to help somebody, how do I want to help them?
Sure.
And I mean, you and I have talked before, when we have a little bit extra money, we're always looking to help other people out. I had this conversation with you the other day that, one of the reasons I like the holidays is I like to give stuff.
Yeah.
It's fine to get, I want to get something
But we love giving.
because I want somebody to think of me, not necessarily whatever it is. Think of me,
Sure.
but I'd rather give stuff than get it. That's really, what brings me a lot of joy. And when I can't do that, it sucks because, that's the part that I really like. I try to make sure that I get my daughter something she's going to be excited about that she doesn't necessarily know about, even at 30 years old. I sent you a picture of a couple of things and you're like, oh yeah, she'll like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have a younger daughter, obviously, and I know you have her go through stuff and say, hey, we're going to donate toys to, charity because you've played with these enough.
Oh, and I mean, I think, I get to do two birds, one stone, right?
Mhm.
So we go to a lot of carnivals and Cedar Point and things like that. And I'm really good at those games. So is the other guy pregnant? Absolutely. So I have a kid on the way. Um, yeah, so, but, um, you know, we, uh, we take those toys and we end up donating those back out as well, right?
Caitlin, don't worry. I blocked his ass. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we donate those toys, right? So my daughter gets to play the games if she wins, stuff like that. But she usually keeps one out of everything that we have. So, but I was looking up because you always hear the horror stories of like things like Susan G. Komen, right?
Mhm.
Foundation. So, last I knew it was like six of their top, top people in the company made well over seven figures.
Yeah, Coleman's not a great
It's
example of a charity that puts the majority of their money towards research and
yeah,
people.
so it says around 74% actually goes to the mission. Now, however, they see that as part of the mission, but you know, when you have a charity where six people are making seven figures, I don't know, does that, that sounds like profit to me. I mean, you know, every single year for the past X amount of years, I mean, you can't tell me that that kind of money doesn't make a better impact, right?
Well, and when I was head coaching, one of the things I wanted to do several of the years was do a pink game.
Yeah,
So we wanted to, wear pink and donate money to a cancer organization. And most of them do Komen.
sure.
I did the Breast Cancer Research Foundation because at the time when I did it, they gave something like 90% of every dollar that came in, 96%
Sure.
went straight to research and families.
Okay.
And I thought those were great numbers.
Better than 74, right?
Right.
I mean,
And, we were obviously an inner city school. We didn't raise a lot of money. They might have got 100, 150 bucks from us.
sure.
Like I would go around and try to get donations from businesses and such. So like one year I got a donation from Gordon Foods.
Okay.
You want to know what they donated?
Hot dogs.
10% off.
Nice.
A coupon that was 10% off.
Wow.
I said, how is this going to help a cancer charity that's not, based in Michigan? And they're like, well, that's not our problem. You asked for a donation. We gave it. And I'm like,
Touche.
you're not wrong.
So hopefully, hopefully those people that saved the 10% took the 10% and gave it back to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like whatever. Again, I want to help people.
Right.
You and I are really big on that. That's why we do this.
Yeah.
So we had somebody come into the business the other day, and Nick, the hard and fast rule is anybody under 13 allowed in here?
No.
No, you're just not allowed in here. Are there exceptions? Sure, Eli's allowed in here.
Yeah.
If you brought Emerson, I would allow Emerson in here.
Right.
I wouldn't allow them in the back running around,
Right.
but they could be in the front office with me because they're kind of with me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we had this guy brought his wife for an individual session, and she's going through it, and he told us and brought in their son. He's probably 8 or 9.
Sure.
And Dawn goes, and I'm like, don't worry, I have it handled.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, I know he can't be in here. I'm taking him out. I just wanted to make sure I got her going and everything before I took off.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he sees the 3D stuff. And little kid, of course, over the moon.
Absolutely.
So he wants everything. So his mom, I think, said, you got $10, or maybe it was a different one I'm remembering. I don't know.
Sure.
Like a teenager. But regardless, you got X number of dollars, figure out what you want, and then get out,
Sure.
leave. So I grabbed a Pops and Pennies sticker. I'm like, bud, I got something for you. And I give him the Pops and Pennies sticker, and the dad's like, what's this? So I tell him about Pops and Pennies. He's like, oh my God, we watch YouTube together. I'm like, this is great because that's why we do this.
Right.
And I started plugging it to him. He's like, man, that's great. I'm like, you don't know if you want to get him 3D stuff? That's fine. You don't have to buy anything 3D, but here's, what we do.
At least some knowledge.
Right. We're Bucks and Brews, and if you go on our Facebook page, you can see the stuff we 3D print. And if you want something in the future, you know where to go.
Right.
So he was, thrilled because his son got a little something for free, and he can go learn about money because, I told him what some of the episodes are based around. He thought that was fantastic. And Nick, why do we do Pops and Pennies?
To help make kids' lives better in the future.
Right.
Right.
So you feel good doing that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. We say it so much on this podcast that our favorite thing is people recognizing us and telling us their success stories from the information that we've given them, right? Or returning guests that have improved in some type of way from a little bit of knowledge, right? We took strides, and now we're cutting up videos because we had a guest on that gave us information, right? I mean, that's we always try to better ourselves and better others around us.
Well, and that's what we're looking to do is, we're looking to help people, and this is not charity.
Right.
But, charity is about helping people, and we like helping people. We've been doing this for going on 6 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be 6 years officially next fall, but really next spring, because we started doing this during COVID.
Yep.
And yeah, it wasn't Bucks and Brews until the fall of 2020, but we were getting on there talking to people. We helped Danny and TJ buy a house before this was Bucks and Brews.
Yeah, which is awesome.
I mean, we told them what to do, and they went right out and did it.
I think that's one we need to cut up.
It's definitely one we need to cut up.
I think it's just so I remember having so many tips and things, and right, just walking.
Well, and they had said, hey, we just signed our lease.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah, this is how you got out of your lease.
Mm-hmm.
And they went and they told, the people whose house they were looking to buy, and the guy's like, yeah, we'll do that.
Perfect. Right.
And you were like, holy shit, you actually asked. And TJ's like, well, yeah, we want to buy a house.
Right. And
you're like, yeah, but everybody tells me that, and they don't do shit.
Nobody does it, right? But it's the 1%, right? I'm looking for that. It's funny, real estate. I'm not as big as some other people, right? I mean, size wise I am, but there's people that own millions more than me. You're looking for a needle in a haystack. Yes, right? Because I want to be safe. I want to be secure. I want to do the right things, right? I just had a water burst in one of my houses, right?
Yeah.
I'm not underwater. The house is underwater. I'm not underwater because of it, right? Because I bought it at the right price. And,
yeah.
I know too many people that go buy it and their numbers are just off and they're just broke within 2 seconds. So,
well, being a landlord isn't easy.
No.
And yes, there are bad landlords out there, but there's bad everything out there, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
There's bad coaches, there's bad preachers, there's bad cops, there's bad CEOs.
And again, we say it all the time, right? Be the change you want to see within others, right? And that's what I strive for. So, I think, charities, we talk about it all the time for the drive-through, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to round up? Do you want to round up? And I think J&H from what I understand, J&H Family Stores, gas station, they're the only people that give all of the roundup money to the charity that they're raising the money for.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if the rest of it does, but I know for sure that they do.
Mhm.
Right, granted, they're still getting the tax write-off
Right.
for that donation, right? So they're pooling all of our kinds of money. And that's a big key that everybody needs to understand. Like, you're giving corporations that write-off. Granted, we're never normal using me's. Say that's good English right there.
Yeah.
You know, are not giving enough money to have that write-off. So pooling it all together, it's one thing that I struggled with because I was like, man, I don't want to give to these companies that are doing negative. I want to do the ones that are doing it for the right thing. Starbucks, I don't drink there. Honestly, I wish they would make another hot chocolate because I would start supporting them more. Their hot chocolate's just not good to me.
Yeah.
But they pay their employees well. They give good benefits. They do the right things, right? So I have to give them credit for that. I think we told the story. My wife boycotted Starbucks for a while because they were using um, prison labor. Well, Starbucks actually, this was Orange is the New Black kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Starbucks stopped using prison labor. And so my wife's, oh my gosh, I can go back to Starbucks now. And she apparently, this whole time I never knew that my wife liked Starbucks more than she liked Big B because I just always thought she liked Big B. I like Big B's hot chocolate better, but I've never heard negative for Big B, right?
I go to none of those.
Yeah,
If I'm going to go someplace, I make sure it's small.
yeah. But just say, but they're hard to find,
They can be, yeah.
right? I mean, um, excuse me.
Yeah. So, as Nick's saying, when it comes to charities and stuff, if you do that roundup, and it's fine to do, companies have different rules when it comes to charity. So, of course, they're going to get a much higher benefit than you are. You can write off 500 a year if you itemize, but that's the max you can do without itemized statements of, this is what I gave or this is what I donated or, whatever the case may be. And of course, if you obviously have more than that, you risk an audit. And do you want the government all up in your taxes like that? That's a question. Now, obviously, if you're rounding up at a store, they have different rules, so they can get a higher write-off. And it behooves them to do that because they're always looking for ways to cut their tax bill.
Oh yeah, and make profits, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because if you get to write it off, you get to make more money. So that's less you have to pay into the governments.
100%.
You work at Starbucks, excellent. So, how do they treat you? Do you feel valued as an employee? Do you feel valued as a person? Is your store going for help me out a union or walk me through a little bit of that if you don't mind? But it's a find. It's a you. I want to talk. Did I send you the video of the? It was rage bait, from what I understand. The lady that said the angel tree. She got her angel tree toys, and her 4-year-old son asked for a Nintendo Switch, and somebody bought the new thing that just came out, where it's family friendly and
Okay,
there's
yeah.
no joysticks. It's $250. Um, the 11-year-old wanted a bike. They got a bike. And the 11-year-old wanted a bike and they got like the cheap one. And yeah, so it was rage bait for the thing, but it's things like that get out that cause people to be like, and one of the comments I read was, well, this is why I donate to fur babies, right? And it was just like, because humans complain, dogs never do, right?
Never.
One other person said, I only donate to old people, like senior citizen things, because they they ask for robes and slippers and they're very grateful to get those things. So
Yeah. So yeah, our buddy here on TikTok, Rolly, he works for Starbucks, likes it. They don't have a union. He just started with them, and they're offering him great benefits, which is great because, I've heard both sides of that.
right.
Some people that are not happy at Starbucks because their pay sucks and they have basically no benefits, and they're trying to start unions, and
Well, it's so hard.
Starbucks is union busting. And then there are other ones that, they're very happy there. And a lot of it depends on who your franchise owner is.
I think franchise and location, right? So I mean,
Correct.
because $15 an hour to me is pretty decent start, right? I mean, but $15 an hour in Seattle, where it's minimum wage $15 an hour, I mean, everything went up.
Or California.
Right? It's all these things. So it's not livable. It's not livable. But man, I mean, the more, right? What's your biggest cost here, right? What's your biggest cost? What are most companies' biggest cost?
Mhm.
It's employees, right? I mean, so yeah, 16. Nice. That's not bad, right? $16 an hour to start. That's say to me that's decent, right? Like,
But again, what did you start at?
man, my first job, 425,
Mine too.
right? Like, yeah, I say, and then
But again, how many years ago?
I mean, gosh, now I have to do the math.
Mine was
35 years ago.
32
No,
years ago.
25 years ago.
Mine was
Sorry.
32 years ago.
Yeah. So,
So, and again, when we look at minimum wage, it just hasn't kept up, and it should be well higher than 15 an hour, if you're keeping up with costs.
right.
Problem is, nobody in this country cares about keeping up with costs because fuck them people. I don't know if I shared this with you. I saw a video today
Huh.
of
I didn't know that about Starbucks. Sorry,
no,
didn't mean to cut you off. All you can drink free.
that's
Just,
great.
yeah, I mean, quadruple. I have friends that have like $30 orders because they order like 8 shots of espresso, and I'm like, how do you survive, my friend?
And one food item.
Nice.
We got for the first year I was at Wendy's, we got half off. But you could drink, and on shift you could drink as much pop as you want.
Yeah. I say McDonald's was the same. I don't know if they still are. Um, yeah, I think I was making like 7.25 at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right. Like, my bowling alley job that paid quite well. Because he's like, I don't know what I pay. Like, here, just take this price and
One
go
free
for-
pound of coffee per week.
Oh, to take home?
It seems that way.
Nice. Okay.
I mean, I don't think you'd be making a pound of coffee at the Starbucks.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Um, that's really cool. Things I didn't know. So, I mean, it sounds, granted, everybody talks about like pizza parties and things like that, but it sounds like Starbucks is doing some decent things. So,
Did vacation and sick time after working 22 hours. Did your wife get cookies in the fucking mail?
I don't, maybe we don't, all right, we don't check our mail except for like once a week and
Okay.
around the first.
I got cookies.
Yeah. 2 of them?
4.
Wait, do you have to go get them?
No,
They're actual, okay.
they mail them to you.
Okay.
I have thoughts.
Yeah. And prayers?
No, never. I know what the company paid for these cookies because I know the people that sell these cookies.
It's like $6 a piece. I'll take the $24, please.
They would have been in the store $6 for the 2 2-packs.
Okay, so $12.
They paid less. No, $6 total.
Okay,
$3 each
$3 each
for each 2. They paid less than half of that.
Oh wow! So you got $3.
Less than that.
Okay, nice.
And a small business got kind of screwed on that, if you ask me,
Right.
because it's a small business they get it for, and I have thoughts. I keep most of them to myself because I'm real salty.
Yeah.
And again, there's this thing on, oh, we value you, and here's how we value you. Here's your cookies.
Yep.
Value me in my fucking paycheck.
The same. Do you really?
That's where I feel valued. And mind you, because it's the holidays, they keep sending out these messages going, hey, we're giving back. Donate part of your salary to these charities. No. I'm not donating any of my paycheck to any fucking thing you're doing. I'll donate to my own fucking charities. Thanks. My money. So it riles me up. What?
So you'd get 1/1000th of a penny in your paycheck, or so an hour. So
I don't give a shit.
well, I'm just gonna say,
I'm not asking for it per hour. Just give me the
just
2 and change.
give you the $3 bonus.
I'm fine with that. First off, stop pretending.
Right.
Stop pretending you care about us when you're giving us basically pennies on the dollar.
That's not even pennies on the dollar.
It's not.
I mean, yeah, we just went over it.
It's a piece of a penny on the dollar.
It's so for your whole, if you worked 40 hours
Uh-huh.
for 52 weeks, it's 1/1000th of a penny for that time, right? So you,
God, I don't feel valued.
yeah,
There are ways you can make me feel valued. That's not it.
right.
Pizza parties are not it. I don't want to eat food with any of you. I don't know you people.
Say,
Even when I worked in the office, Nick,
yeah,
I didn't know these people. It's not like I had a bunch of friends in the office. I don't talk to you people. We're not friends. You're my colleagues. We work together. That's it.
See, and I always built a different community with my guys, right? Um, even though they're coworkers, things like that, because we'd go out and do things because I want, I see them at the time I was working 10, 12 hours a day. I see them more than I see my family.
You had a much different job than me.
Oh yeah.
You were interacting with them.
So why did I feel valued from the food? Well, I didn't have to pack lunch or do whatever. So I ate on that. And also if I got a 20-minute lunch, we'd always make it go to 30 minutes, right? I got a longer break. So they finally paid me what I was worth for that time, right? Like, granted, I'm getting paid, I'm getting paid doing this, and the boss come in, all right, it's time to get back to work. And it's like, so, and it's funny because we used to complain and be like, dude, we don't want pizza constantly. So then they tried to go get us something else, which was, hey, the thought that counted, right? We made them make us steaks one time, which was great. Nobody complained about it except for the bosses that had to cook the steaks.
Really?
So they're like, yeah, we're not doing that again. Why? Like, we all loved it.
See, and for me, I'm in front of a computer working on a computer.
Right,
I if I have to talk to somebody, it's for a minute or two.
right,
We don't need to see each other to get our shit done.
right.
I'd rather not see anybody because I have a technical position that needs quiet.
Yep.
I can't have all these conversations going on behind me. Plus, they don't let you do it anyway. You can't sit there and have conversations. So why do I need to be there so somebody can stare at me?
Right.
And don't call me in for that. Does not. I'm a big guy. Food does not motivate me. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I'll make my own fucking food at home. Thanks.
See, the goal to get it motivates me, right? I guess, and that's where a lot of it becomes for me is, hey, if you can do this, we'll make it happen. So they're getting better production out of me, but when I worked, it was the bonuses, right? We worked hard because we got bonuses, and it was profit sharing, right?
What's a bonus?
Exactly. Most companies don't have it. That's why, Gentex was a great company, man. I mean, I was getting 25% of my pay.
Yeah, that's great. I'd love that.
Yep.
We're not.
So
The highest bonus we've gotten is $500. So after taxes, $330.
right.
And we haven't gotten that the last several years because we didn't hit the correct metrics. Mind you, we had a meeting today and they're like, "Oh, we're doing great."
Yep.
What does that mean? We're getting a full 500 this coming year? Guarantee we won't. No chance.
No, they just made cuts.
Well, and that's what they do.
Yep.
And again, I don't want to get too far off.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're talking charities, so let's get back to that. So, Nick, we've raised money on Bucks and Brews for the Trevor Project. We've raised money for Toys for Tots.
Yep.
And we're gonna start doing more drink and draws.
I'm hoping.
And what are some other charities you'd like to see us support?
Well, see, that's I'd like to find individuals, right? I'd like to find individual people that are struggling that need some help, right?
Mhm.
So not necessarily a charity, but people themselves, right? I'd like to start impacting individual lives. Would be something great for me. If you hear a struggle, go help that charity.
So we tried to do that a little bit here.
Yeah.
Like I've helped a few people with their financial planning that found me through Bucks and Brews.
Yeah.
And I would come to you sometimes and go, Nick,
Yep.
this person's a huge pain in the ass. Like they don't want to do the shit I'm telling them to do, which again, you know as well as I do, they're not going to listen to everything you do.
You can lead a horse to water. You can't force it to drink.
Well, I remember having this person and she had some investments and she needed to pay off all these bills. And one of her investments was some fucking painting. Okay.
Sure.
And I don't remember numbers because I don't care. But let's say she spent 50 grand on this fucking painting.
Yep.
I'm like, well, the first thing we need to do, because you have like $100,000 that you're trying to pay off, is we need to sell this fucking painting. Well, I kept it for an investment because, in X number of years, it should be worth this. I'm like, yeah, you need to pay off bills now.
Right.
You don't need to pay off bills in 10, 15 years.
You're not broke later.
Right. So we need to sell this fucking thing now.
Yep.
Oh, well.
My son said.
Yeah, that was basically it. And I'm like, all right, either you want my advice or you want your kid's advice. Your kid obviously doesn't know what the fuck he's doing because you're coming to strangers on the internet and asking their opinion.
Right.
So this is my opinion. Good luck.
And that's it. Like, again, it goes down to it. It's our opinion, right? We are not certified financial planners. We are this. So, yeah, I mean, charities, when it comes down to it, I'd love to start impacting individual people. My school just, they they actually give out scholarships, $1,500 to student athletes that are excelling and doing things. And so every year we have to raise something. This year, instead of, because apparently this year, this year they'd rather us donate and somebody's going to go buy the gifts that they know
Okay.
are going to get auctioned at a higher value. So I reached out to the families and see if we can get some money strolling in. So, I'd love to do something like that where it's impacting kids going into the next part of their life, right? So, we don't have a boys and girls club here.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, I'd like to see something like that happen.
Well,
One of the biggest things I've been wanting to start a charity for a very long time.
Mhm.
Just too lazy. That's really all it is. But what I want is for kids to be able to go to summer camp
Mhm.
and have their camp paid for. The thing is it's hard because I always want to just hand it to people, but I also understand that you have to be able to earn it in some way because
Mhm.
otherwise you haven't learned anything. So writing an essay, doing something, but the amount of scholarships that go unclaimed because kids just don't want to write an essay.
Yeah.
It's like, man. And then it goes back to, all right, do we make a charity for kids who, need help with reading and writing so that way they can write these essays,
Right.
and it's like, oh, you're breaking down so many things.
Well, and you and I, we like impacting, which is why we coach, right? And coaching is not necessarily a charity, but in some aspects it is, especially if you're not coaching your kids.
Right.
Okay. So as a high school coach, is that life-changing money?
No.
What does it pay? Not the dollar amount, but give me like a bill you can pay for 3 months. Does it pay your electric for 3 months?
Yeah, it pays my electric, pays the gas in my car.
Okay.
Yeah, it covers my out to eat.
How much extra do you put in from what you get paid?
Oh, quite a bit.
So let's literally break this down. Let's say you get $1,000 a year, okay?
Yep.
Because we like round numbers. How much of that $1,000 percentage-wise do you think you put back into those kids out of that paycheck?
The past couple of years, all of it plus. So
Right.
130%.
So you basically coach for free.
Yes.
And I always did too.
Yep.
I basically coached for free. And when I became an assistant coach, it was even worse.
Yeah, I say, and you're driving.
I was driving 40 minutes one way twice a week.
Yep.
Out of season.
Speaking of that, our massage therapist says hi and says
Oh.
you better use your coupon.
Yeah, I need to get in
Your
there.
gift card.
I need to get in there. I haven't been able to find a lot of time. So I'm supposed to take this class with SBAM.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, look at my calendar and set something up. I'm like, cool. So I set it up yesterday for like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
She messages me, I can do 3:30. I'll actually be on the road at 5. Well, I can't do 3:30.
Look at your calendar.
Right. I'm like, all right. So I scheduled it today for 4.
Right.
And she's like, all right, thanks. I got it. So today I get online and I find out I have a meeting at work from 3 to 4.
Oh.
And then I have this, and I'm like, I can't shoehorn this in anymore because I was going to be here,
Yep.
do it here, and then I'm ready to go, right? Well, I can't do that now. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just look at her calendar and schedule it again. So I sent her a message. I'm like, hey, I have a work meeting. I got to reschedule this. So I reschedule it for tomorrow at 10 a.m. So she calls me today a few minutes past 4 because, of course, I'm not on the call because I emailed you to say I'm not going to be on this call. I needed to move it. So she finally sees the email, emails me back and goes, yeah, I'm not available tomorrow at 10. So I made it for tomorrow at 4:30. If you want 10, I could do Thursday. And I'm like, why can't your calendar just be up to fucking date? You told me to look at your calendar and pick a fucking time. I've done that.
3 times now.
And every time I pick, you're like, yeah, I'm not available then. Get a better fucking calendar.
Right. It's oh.
Like, I get that I had to reschedule one of them, but it's only because work scheduled me a meeting I didn't know about.
Right.
And I only knew about that because Christy's like, hey, you got that meeting at 3 on your calendar? And I'm like, what meeting? She goes, oh, there was an email last week, but they didn't send out a meeting invite because they couldn't for some reason. And I'm like, well, yeah, I ignored that because I didn't have a meeting invite. It just irritated the hell out of me. And then, of course, the meeting today irritated. Everything irritates me. I mean, you know me, Nick. I just get irritated by everything now.
And that's, you're at that point. So right? Just looking up real quick. So St. Jude's is a great one.
Great charity.
No kids hungry. Oh, we have the kids food basket here
Yeah.
in Grand Rapids. I donate a lot of time. Can't say a lot. I donate time to them, right? Because to help prep, do things like that. I say Angel Tree, especially now, is a huge one.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The holidays around Christmas, they're for kids, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And kids should have presents and shit for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever.
Yeah. Happy third night of Hanukkah.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah to you. I sent that to my 2 uncles and my father
There you
Monday morning. I made sure.
go. Okay.
Scheduled that so they knew.
Good.
Adam is not on. It says we can invite him, but I need to get a hold of Adam to have him back on.
Yeah.
We have a list of people that we went through on Year in Review that we need to have back on. So we're going to have a guest here in a few minutes, and we're staying on TikTok. There's no reason to hop off of it. Did you want to hit anything else before, we get guest ready here?
Well, I say, if you have a charity that is near and dear to your heart and you guys are doing great things, let us know. We'll take a dive into it and see if it's something that we might be able to come up with one of our drink and draws to make a charity for.
Yeah, that'd be great because, again, we really like giving back, and that's one easy way for us to give back. I'm sure come June we'll raise some more money for the Trevor Project. I'm sure, when we do our next drink and draw, whether it's a charity that's near and dear to our heart, or we ask our artists, or we ask, those of you out in our listening audience, because of course we always want to know what you guys think. Yeah, give us something. That way we can, put it towards a charity that we like. And again, just because you suggest a charity doesn't mean we're going to like it.
Right.
If it's something, that doesn't align with our beliefs, we're probably not going to support that charity.
Yeah, but it's still worth a shot to throw it out.
Absolutely it is.
So, as always, guys, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We appreciate you listening to us.
If you're on TikTok and Twitch with us, we're not actually going anywhere. We're just stopping this episode right here so that we can upload it later. And we're going to have a special guest. We're going to have Skyler back in the studio today.
1 year update.
Yeah, we're going to find out how he's doing with money, give him some advice. He got a new job. Oh, I found this out about his new job.
Yeah.
He is an independent contractor.
Ooh, taxes, buddy.
And my wife said, you need to be setting aside some money for taxes. And from what I was told, his answer was, yeah, I'll worry about that when it's tax time.
Okay.
So we're going to ask him about that because I want to know.
Stay tuned with that.
Inquiring minds want to know.
You've dialed in.
2 bucks and brews, you might hear something.
You can use.
Like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the brews.
And they know the box. And they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks and brews.
Brews.
Bucks and Brews.